The Honda Rebel 1100 offers an expensive engine at an affordable price, making it a great choice for cruiser enthusiasts. The Rebel 1100 has a low seat height, making it perfect for newbies, women, and smaller-sized riders. The bike has proven reliable on the market over the past 3 years. So, let's look at 10 things you need to know before buying the 2024 Honda Rebel 1100. Any significant changes under the hood? No mechanical tweaks or major updates, but they've jazzed things up with fresh colors for the new year. Glintwave Blue Metallic and Iridium Gray Metallic. Anyone feeling those? Speaking of style, they're sticking with that neo-bobber look that's been a hit. It's got that stripped-down vibe, hiding some serious capability. And get this, all that blacked-out goodness on the engine, frame, fork, and body. Honda's calling it a canvas for self-expression. A fancy way to say it looks slick, huh? And who needs to bother with chrome? The Rebel has a blacked-out exhaust system that blends seamlessly with the bike and brings that killer sound to the ride. Sound matters, right? But what's up front? The Rebel 1100 is killing it in the style game. Fat fork tubes for the solid presence and a special titanium oxide finish maintain that blackout look. Heard the big news yet? Honda's rolling out the Rebel 1100 in 2 flavors. What's the deal with these twins? Yeah, they believe in the magic of pairs. So we've got the base Rebel 1100 rocking a 6-speed manual transmission, and then there's the Rebel 1100 DCT strutting its stuff with an automatic dual-clutch transmission. Both share that power-packed 1083cc liquid-cooled parallel twin 4-stroke engine. Twins running on twin power, huh? Compression ratio, 10.1/1 for both. They're keeping it consistent. What's under the hood? Unicam SOHC, 4 valves per cylinder, and PGM-FI electronic fuel injection. Fancy terms for a solid engine setup, right? Now, what about dimensions? Rake, 28° for both. Trail, 4.3 inches, keeping it steady. Wheelbase, 59.8 inches, giving them that balanced ride. And for Weight Watchers, the Rebel 1100 clocks in at 487 pounds, while the Rebel 1100 DCT carries a bit more at 509 pounds. Fuel capacity, a decent 3.6 gallons, including that 1.1 gallon reserve. No need to worry about running out of juice. Beneath that calm exterior, you've got an 80 horsepower powerhouse, a 1084cc parallel twin-cylinder engine. Tuned for super strong bottom and mid-range torque, it's both a bike and a rambunctious grin inducer. Honda's exclusive Unicam engine design is at play, giving the Rebel 1100 a compact cylinder head for an engine setup that's just right. Dive deeper, and you'll find that Honda's playing the camshaft game differently for each of the Rebel 1100's 2 cylinders. One flexes its muscles below 4,000 revolutions per minute, while the other takes charge above that mark. Add in the 270-degree crankshaft, and you've got a power pulse and feel that's simply unique. Let's talk about the Rebel 1100's ride quality, because we know it matters whether you're tearing up canyons or cruising laid back. So what's the deal with this ride setup? First off, the frame is a steel trellis built to handle whatever the road throws at you. But let's dive into the suspension because that's where the magic happens. Up front, you've got a 43mm fork with spring preload adjustability, giving you a solid 5.5 inches of travel. The fork is there to add both comfort and performance to your ride. They've equipped the Rebel 1100 with dual Showa shocks and spring preload adjustability for the backside and rear suspension. This is about tuning that suspension to give you a comfortable ride. You've got 3.7 inches of travel, making sure your ride is smooth and controlled. And here's the real kicker. Honda stepped up their game for serious canyon rides or those easy breezy cruises. They threw in a pair of nitrogen-filled remote reservoir shocks at the back, and get this, they come with a special spring rate for that additional comfort. What's under the hood in the brake department? Spoiler alert, it's pretty impressive. Up front, you've got a radial-mounted 4-piston caliper paired with a floating 330mm disc. And of course it comes with ABS. It's not just about braking, it's about doing it with precision. The setup ensures you've got the control you need, especially when the road throws surprises your way. A 1-piston caliper takes charge on the rear, gripping a 256mm disc and rocking the ABS. So the front need not do the heavy lifting alone because the rear's got its own game going. Together, they create a balanced braking system, ensuring you can confidently bring this beast to a stop when needed. The fuel tank might be smaller than some competitors, but don't let that fool you. There's more to this tank than meets the eye. Clocking in at 3.6 gallons, it's not about the size but what it can do. The Rebel 1100's iconic fuel tank is a timeless design that does wonders for your range, thanks to the bike's killer fuel efficiency. But here's where it gets interesting. Take a look at the bottom of that tank. Notice something missing. That's right, no flange. It is not a design flaw, but a deliberate move. Just like the best custom-built bikes, Honda went all out, fabricating the tank without a flange. The Rebel 1100's instrument setup shows that it's not just your average dashboard. Honda's playing with a mix of classic and modern here, and it's pretty iconic. Imagine taking a classic shape, something timeless, and then filling it with all the modern tech magic. That's what they've done with the Rebel's instruments. You'll find a reverse image digital LCD setup that's totally up to date, marrying the best of both worlds. Of course, you've got your basics covered, a speedometer, tachometer, and a gear position indicator to keep you in the know. The Rebel has a low seat height, and you might be wondering why. Well, it's all about that laid-back comfort we all crave, you know? And guess who's a fan of low seats? Yep, Snoop Dogg himself. So they made the Rebel 1100 with one of the lowest seats out there, making it comfy for cruising. Talking numbers, the seat height is just 27.6 inches. That's not just for looks. It's about making it a breeze to plant your feet at stoplights. No tiptoeing here and there, afraid you'll tip over. Ever wished you had cruise control like those gold wings? Well, guess what? The Rebel 1100's got it. That shouts comfort rides? Yeah, it's like comfort food. You've got this cool throttle by wire system to amp up the Rebel's versatility. So what's the deal? We're talking about 4 Honda selectable torque control levels. No one size fits all here. You've got options. Standard for your everyday cruise, rain for those wet rides, sport when you want that extra kick, and a 4th mode that's like a blank canvas. You can program it the way you like. And here's the kicker. This throttle-by-wire system has been battle-tested on Honda's world champion RC213V MotoGP bikes. Now let's shed some light on the Rebel 1100, the headlight game. Ever thought about how crucial the headlight is in making a bike stand out? Well, the Rebel 1100 takes it seriously. Picture this, a headlight with a round 3-inch nacelle, giving the bike loads of character. LED lighting is the real deal nowadays. Lighter, brighter, and less hassle than those old-school incandescent bulbs. And guess what? The Rebel 1100 is all in on LEDs. I'm talking about an all-LED lighting package. Headlight, taillight, turn signals, even the license plate light. So, here's the scoop. The Rebel 1100 is making waves in Europe, and while it's specific to that market right now, we've got a good hunch that these bad boys will be hitting the US roads next year. How awesome is that? Now let's get down to business. The Rebel 1100 is a head-turner in either DCT or manual form, and you've got some cool color options, gray metallic or metallic blue. And guess what? Prices start at $9,549 for the base model and $10,149 for the DCT. That's a steal for the power and style you're getting.